Hi everybody, so this is the first in a series of videos about Explain Everything. The focus today is going to be on Explain Everything Whiteboard. And so the way you know that it's Explain Everything Whiteboard, it is the white icon with the purple E. So if you look at the bottom of my iPad screen, you see that white icon with the purple E. This is used by students in 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. So all students in those grades have Explain Everything Whiteboard. So I'm going to open it up. One thing you'll notice is that you don't have to sign in with any accounts. So that you won't have to do any signing in to actually create Explain Everything videos. You might have to sign in to get access to your Google Drive, things like that. So you see here, you see recent projects right in kind of the bottom of the screen. If you go way to the bottom, you see home, library, learn, and search. Library, I just wanted to point that out, that is where you can see all of your Explain Everythings that you've made. So if you're ever like, I can't find the one that I made, I would go to library and look in two places. One is you'll see all your files. So that's different from the recently deleted. The other thing is you'll see a recovery folder here at the top. And so if I tap on that, oops, I'm going to just tap done. If I tap on that, then that will bring any ones that like saved automatically or saved in the background. But I'm going to talk about some strategies to help you so that you don't lose your work, because that is really important. So I'm going to tap the home button. I'm going to start a new project. And then you get to choose a template. So you see different templates here. I usually just start with Whiteboard, but you might use some of these templates based on the project that you're going to do. The other thing is you can always tap on Start with File. And if you do that, then you can choose things like from your photos, or if you have some things in Google Drive, maybe a Google Drive presentation, you can grab those from here. But like I said, I'm going to just start with the blank whiteboard. That's going to bring up all of my tools, okay? Before you start doing anything, and this will help in that saving part, I really encourage you to go up to the top where like here it says whiteboard 1, 2, and tap there and change the name of it. What we're finding is that if you name your project, like I'm just going to call this one demonstration. If you name your project based on the topic or something like that, that helps so you don't have like multiple copies that are in recovery and in your recents. It'll just make it easier. And then I'm going to tap quick save. And so you notice now the title is on the top. I've done just a quick save. That's going to help. Okay. And now I can use the different tools. So you see things over here like the pencil, which it's currently on. So you can go in and change the width of the tip. You can change the type of, if it's a marker, a pencil, or even the rulers to make straight lines. And then you have different colors down here, but please realize that if I would tap on a color a second time, I can actually change the color. So, and you don't just have the 8 colors here. If I tap the plus, that will bring me to a color wheel, and then really I can make it any color I want to. Just by using the wheel and the darker and the lighter, and then I could go done, and now it's made my pen that color. So realize that you can do that as well. So with the pen, you're able to write. The highlighter, you can highlight. The eraser is next. That allows you to erase different things, and it could be erasing like a regular eraser or like taking away whole things. So I'll show you how to do that a little bit too. The paint can allows you to dump paint in for fill. You have the shapes, so then you have different shape options. You can shadow them, you can draw your own shape, things like that. The A is for typing, and so then you can type text. The X is for deleting, different from the eraser, but it allows you to like select things and delete. This one down here, that is the laser pointer, and I'll show you how that works a little bit later. If you tap on it a second time, then you see the different options. And the I is if you want to like reorder things or arrange things or lock things, you can use that. It's called the inspector. So I'm going to start with the pen, and I'm just going to use the green that I have here. And one of the things I really like about Explain Everything is I could write, I could say here, but I could also record while I write. So now I'm going to press record. The record is that red button at the bottom with the microphone. And I'm going to tap there, and I'm going to just say, is my writing. And I could talk as I'm working. So think about that from a math standpoint. I could put a math problem there, hit record, and then I could talk about how I'm solving the math problem. And then I press stop when I am done. So now if I would press play, what you would do is you would hear my voice and then you would also see it writing. And instead of playing it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you what it looks like. So if you click on the time, then what you can do is see how that looks. And you can see the voice and the waves of the voice right there. So that all records for you. So that is super nice. When I'm ready to get rid of it, I just go there. I can also add slides. So if I wanted to, I could tap plus, and then I could select a slide. So maybe the next one I want the notepad. And now it puts that notepad paper. And then I could go ahead and I could do different things. I could type, and I could tap, and then I could show just a demonstration of typing. And then another thing that you can do, like I can select all of my text. I could change the color of it if I wanted to. Again, I have the different ways to make it lighter or darker. I can put a border around it. What that means is that box actually stays. I can change the font. So there's different font choices. So I could do that. I could also change the size just by pressing on the big A and the little a. I could decide if I want it centered or not. I could bold it if I'd like. So I have some choices right there above the keyboard to do things with that text box. And then once I'm done, I can also move it around. So you have lots of options. So if you think about maybe a picture and then students labeling a picture, you could do that. So speaking of that, I'm going to add a picture. So I'm going to tap the plus, and then what I can do is go to file. I can also just take a picture right here. So let's say, let me do that. I could grab one from my camera roll, but I can also just take a picture. So I'm going to grab picture. I'm going to take a picture over here, and I'm going to go use photo, but this time I'm going to crop it. So I'm going to use the cropping tool, and then let's say that I just want that inspire part. So I'm going to tap apply and done. And now I have that image. I can move it around. I can make it bigger and smaller just by pinching it, things like that. So, if you think about that, I could take a picture of something, but then I could also use text to label it. And now that is not in front of it. So that's where the inspector tool comes in. So I'm going to tap the inspector tool, tap that text, and I'm actually going to arrange it and bring it to the front. And now I'm going to go back to the hand, and now I could move it around. And I could actually label something in a picture. Might choose a different kind of writing. I can do, or a color of writing. I could do that too. But that is just a little bit about how to use Explain Everything. The big thing is when you are done working on a project for a certain amount of time, you want to go to projects, and then file exists. You want to overwrite demonstrate, say yes, because you're saving over that. Otherwise, it's going to make a recovery one. So when you're done, make sure you tap projects, make sure it saves, and make sure you can see it. If you don't see it here, remember to go to library. So that's a big part. The other thing too is when you are ready to let's say turn it in or something like that, you're going to use the share button and you're going to export it. The key is if you record any of your voice, you're going to export it as a video because then it's going to make it a video. If you don't have voice, you just want them to see it kind of like each page or each slide on its own, then I would save it as a document or an image because then that's what it'll do is it'll be like depending on how many pages, a 2-page document in this case, or 2 images. So either one of those, I wouldn't save it as a project because that means that you would need to download it and to Explain Everything to access it. So again, video if you use any of the voice features, otherwise document or image.